go watch. I think there's a video out there where you do a mission for Mordecai. They've taken his Bloodwing. For any of you who've played the first game, you know Mordecai was the sniper, so they brought them back. Side missions in this game, they seem a lot more in-depth and longer, which is kind of cool. There's one mission, it's like an arena. I know they had a couple of arena missions in the old game, but this one just seems so much more, out there, and it really looked like a story mission. But then, it's a side mission, so the side missions look like they're going to be pretty good. So that's good. The DLC, they've rebuilt the game this time to allow more possibilities when they make DLC. So things like in the old game, they could make a little bit of a story, but if they wanted to really add anything new, that was really hard to do, and it was very time consuming. So this game, they've added a lot more compatibility for that, I guess you could call it. So they've added the ability to add new classes, which is kind of cool. If you've heard of the Necromancer class, she's coming out, I think he said 60 to 80 days after release. So definitely keep an eye out for her. She's basically has a massive robot that she can deploy. So that's her. But they've said that they have compatibility to add new classes. They can do much longer, more in-depth story expansions, and so on. Their split screen's back. I guess that's pretty self-explanatory. The quest giving is kind of cool in this one. If you've played the first game, you know that the quest giving was very much, you talk to the guy, he would look up at you, but they never really said anything. They had like preset things they would say, like little catchphrases, and then it would just give you a big box of text. And that's to me, that's like I never read them after the first couple, because it just gets tedious. You don't feel like reading all these text things just to find out what you're doing for a quest. So now what they do is they have more of I wouldn't say a cutscene, because you can still walk around and talk to them, or sorry, walk around and like move and leave or whatever you want to do. But they actually talk in the game now to you, and then they give you the quest. So they give you the basic rundown of what they want you to do, and then they'll give you this quest where you can accept it. So you don't really have to read it if you don't want to. So that's pretty cool. I enjoy that. Hyperion, like I said before, they own basically everything now. They run Pandora, and yes, it does take place on Pandora again. Finally, the monsters. The monsters are much bigger in this one. They have well, let's see, off the top of my head, there's the Thresher, which is like a giant worm. And yeah, there was badass skags and stuff in the old one. I'm sure they'll be back, but I'm talking like massive, like boss battle big, but they're not bosses. They're just, enemies. So I like that. That's really cool when they add big enemies like that. I know they have like massive bear things, kind of like that. And the other thing that's cool about all these new like animal type creatures they've been adding is Zero's crit hit ability will really help, because I don't know, like the skags are pretty self-explanatory. They open their mouth, you shoot them in the mouth, that's a critical hit. But when you get something like that giant worm, where do you shoot it to get a critical hit? I mean, it's got to have some messed up biology, because it's on Pandora. We don't know anything like that on Earth. So that'll really help to highlight them, and you can actually see what you're doing with that. So yeah, that's basically everything I have to say. Like I said before, you want to add anything, maybe I missed something, I'd love to hear about it. Maybe I know about it, maybe I don't, who knows. Just throw it in the comments. Maybe you have an opinion on one of the things I said you wanted to add. Like I said, throw it in the comments. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Game comes out on Tuesday, the 18th, so I'll probably have a review up by Friday of that week, but don't hold me to that, because anybody who's been keeping track of us knows that we're not very good at that, deadlines and all that. So yeah, definitely like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and leave your comments, because I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. All right, we'll see you later.